Coming on in. Good boy. What's up, guys? Carlucci Show. My dog's going nuts. Hold on one second. Let me get this crap going. Randy, man, I'm on. Should be. There you go. All right. Randy, man. All right, guys. No music, no intro, no nothing. I'm going to do about a half-hour show. I'm going to do it solo, obviously. I'm going to start doing shows like this. I'm going to explain a few things about what I'm doing and where I've been and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to just go on two topics. And I'm going to start doing shows like this. I'm not going to name it anything. And, you know, I was going to say, like, here's my take and blah, blah, blah. Basically, it's just going to be, so I do a show every freaking week now. And I don't have to rely on any fucking guests and all the bullshit that comes along with that. Because that's why, one of the main reasons why I stopped doing this shit. So welcome to the Carlucci Show. I hate Facebook Live. I always have. I'm going to do it for a while just to connect with, you know, people on my page, new people, blah, blah, blah. For those of you who don't know, if anybody even watches this, who don't know who I am, I've been at this racket, as the kid from Brooklyn, God rest his soul, used to say. I don't know if you guys watched my show back then. Those fucking hilarious days. I've been doing this for 8.5 years. I went to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting in 2009, started the Lucha Leone show in March of 2010. So it's been a little over 8 years now, man. It's amazing. I've had quite the internet radio career. Me and a few guys at you know, Leone, if you see this, love you. You guys, if you watched the first show I did a couple weeks ago, before Derek DeAngelis. What's up, Derek? I'm putting that video up, by the way. If you watch the first video, it was John Pielli. He was there with me since day one. He went to broadcasting school with me. So we've been doing the Lucha Leone show. We've been doing all of our shows together. You know, a lot of our shows together. Blah 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 blah. You know, and John kind of motivates me because I've motivated him. He motivates me. He does all his shows by himself. If anything, if he has a guest, they call in. I hate call-ins. They suck. I've had some celebrity guest call-ins. It just doesn't go anywhere. I mean, some of them are good. Some of them are just, they totally tank. They just suck because you can't get the emotion of the guest. They don't, you don't know what they're thinking, what kind of day they're having. You got to sit face to face. So that's one of the reasons why, you know, I'll do shows like this and just to get myself going, because I got to start fucking getting back into this. I mean, to me, it's like second nature, but, you know, still, you got to, I've been off for about 1.5 years, just, with the exception of the Vic DiBitetto show last August. Wow, that was almost a year ago. Holy shit. So, yeah, I put up some pictures. I'm going to be putting up videos and pictures and annoying the hell out of people. I guess, you know, people are always telling me to do it. I'm not a big advertiser. I'm not a big followers guy. I'm not this, that, and the other thing. I like to call myself the talent. Like, I'm a game day player. That's all I've ever been. I hated practice. So I'm going to give you a good show. I'm like, this is going to suck. But if I got a good guest, it's going to be a great show. It's going to be one of the best you've ever seen. I've had them. I've done it. Been there. Pretty awesome. But to me, this is weird. I have to get used to doing this solo shit. I'm not a big fan of it. But, and I just lost my train of thought. But, so, you know, over the course of, you know, many years, 8.5 years, me doing this show, I've had many incredible guests. That's the first poster right there. Beanie Siegel's on there. You know, a bunch of people are on there. Derek D, who's just in here, you know. Then I have that poster, which I brought out, I think, in like 2012, 2013. And it's really a testament to, you know, everything that I've accomplished on this show. Something in my fucking throat. You can't really see all of it, but I'm going to do this whole room. I'm going to get even people that I don't have any signed pictures with, you know, that called in or whatever. I'm just going to put up a picture of them because AJ, I asked you 10 times, AJ Benza, if you can send me an autograph picture. He said he would, but he never did. So I'm not going to bother asking people who called in. You know, so that's pretty cool. Going to fill up the wall. It's, you know, all around. Definitely been there, done that. What I usually complain about these days about this shit is, God bless everybody, and I never say I'm better than anybody, and I hope everybody makes it in this industry. But back in 09, 10, you didn't really have that many outlets to do, you know, you were able to do internet radio when 10 years before that, you weren't able, you had to be a professional. I never called myself a professional. I always said I was the best amateur there was. But you did internet radio. I was using Ustream, and I still use Ustream. Ustream is getting fired. You're fired this month. I'm paying for it. I'm paying to keep my videos up there. It never fucking works. It never records right. I'm done with it. Whatever. It's probably slander. I shouldn't say that. Ustream's a good site, but for me it sucks. So yeah, I mean, we've been doing this back in the day when, you know, it was just people who... I went to broadcasting school to get this going, you know. Now you pick up a fucking iPhone and you go like this and you can film yourself, or you put it on a tripod like I got, and you can film yourself and you can call yourself a radio and a TV host. Now, I'm sure that pisses people off that are professionally in the business. I think it's great that everybody wants to do this, and God bless them. But, you know, again, like I tell a lot of times when I'm on with my colleagues, the fight that we had to go through to get to the point where we're at, and we're still not getting fucking paid. You know, losing relationships, out of work, this, that, and the other thing, quitting your job. It's just been one hell of a shit show after the other. Going to school, paying all that money for the schooling, you know. So going after every single celebrity guest that I ever got, and I mean, I've literally had over 100 guests, and I'm not saying every one of them was a celebrity or whatever. I don't like to say the word celebrity, but whatever, famous celebrity. But you know, I worked my ass off to get those guests myself. I wrote them letters, I contacted them, blah, 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 and they were cool enough to do my show. God bless them. They were just fucking awesome. But now the market is so... I've talked to a lot of professionals in this, you know, medium, and the market is so saturated now. Everybody's asking everybody to do their show because everybody's a radio host, everybody's doing a fucking TV show. So these potential guests, they don't even answer anymore. It's not even worth trying, you know. It really isn't. I tried it with a couple people, and then it's like, who's your show, what's your show? Because back in the day, they would say, oh yeah, you know, either I heard of your show, or, you know, I respect what you're doing, because, you know, there weren't that many internet radio people, you know, back in the Block Talk Ustream back in 12, 13. But again, now it's totally, you know, mainstream, everybody's doing it. I'm horrified as to what it's going to get like. But my other point with that whole situation is, people always used to ask me, oh, what if you don't make it? And I'm like, I always said, what do you mean if I don't make it? Fuck it, what's making it? You know, making money? I got paid by sponsors, I've done it, so maybe I made it then. But I said, I made it because I always dreamed of doing a radio show, and I always thought it was going to be in a basement with a couple friends, and a couple people were going to listen. I had no idea I'd be interviewing some of the biggest stars in the world. I had no idea I'd be, you know, reaching as many people as I did. So that dream came true. I kind of got it out of my system, and I wanted to concentrate on other things in life. But the problem is, and I'll never give this up, the problem is what if you make it? That doesn't apply anymore. Nobody makes it anymore. Right now, what everybody's doing, and if anybody's in this genre, so to speak, whatever, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Whereas now it's just about, like, if you can get paid by sponsors, or how many listeners, how many followers, how many this, that, and the other things. You know, like Joe Rogan. I absolutely think Joe Rogan is the fucking bomb, okay? I used to, you know, like, love Howard Stern. He was, you know, obviously he's the best of the best, and he was my reason for getting in the radio. But now, honestly, of all the guys out there, I look at Joe Rogan, and I like his, you know, format. I like what he does, and really what I'm doing is I'm gonna, you know, from looking at what he does, I kind of studied him and said, you know, this is the type of radio that I want to do now, which is not, you know, he gets a celebrity guest because he's got a big name, but he has interesting shows. I highly recommend, check him out on YouTube. He doesn't put up hour, 2 hour shows. He puts up clips, all the shit that I used to do. Not like he knows who I am, but he makes it interesting, where he would just say, you know, here's like a 10-minute clip, and it would say, you know, how to get your body into ketosis. And, you know, it's interesting. And then you see them talking about it, and I think it's fucking unbelievable. I think he's got a great show. So I started thinking to myself, when I get back into this, I'm going to start doing shit like that, where I'm going to just talk about things that are on my mind. You know, I make little videos and whatnot, and talk about how I can't stand people. But I'm not going to be a slave to guests anymore. I'm not going to be a slave to, oh, if I make it. I mean, fuck me, dude. I mean, I was on AM for an hour with Vic DiBitetto, but I lasted all of 3 seconds, okay? was not for me. It just wasn't for me. AM is like, it's like watching Goodfellas on the Disney Channel or something like that. It just didn't work. It wasn't for me. Now FM, I don't want to do FM because FM is the Tom and Sally show. And it's just, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And you can't be yourself. You can't say fuck. You can't do any of those things. So I don't want anything to do with AM. The only thing I ever wanted to do was Sirius XM. I got friends at Sirius. They've done enough for me, giving me contacts and whatnot. Nobody answers. Nobody calls back. Nobody nothing. I have a hell of a demo. There's a story behind that it's nobody gives you the time of fucking day in this industry. Nobody gives you the time of day. That's why I write on here. It's all fuck you no, fuck you no, fuck you no. That's all it is. And as the great Goombot Johnny, who I put a picture of me and him last night, said to me, this shit could take 10, could take 20 years. He goes, don't ever leave it because you're never going to know if success is right around the corner or if it's still miles away. So, I always took that advice, and obviously he's, one of the biggest DJs in the New York metropolitan area, so you got to listen to someone like that. Love you, Johnny. What it all comes down to, I don't want to bore everybody, I'm not going to do another long show, but it basically just comes down to the fact that there's no making it anymore. I'd still like to be on Sirius. I want my show to be in the car. I want someone to be able to listen to me. I don't want them watching me. I still miss just doing regular radio where it was just, I would film my guests. Go to my YouTube channel, the Carlucci Show. Please follow me or whatever they do over there. Subscribe. And you'll see a ton of videos from the old days, me just filming people. But, I don't like doing this. I never really liked the whole filming aspect of it. But that's kind of what you have to do today to get people's attention. I don't really think anybody watches this. I don't think, I'm not looking for, big time viewers off Facebook fucking Live. And again, I'm lazy because I didn't even put up my Derek D. Sorry, Derek, but I don't think he gives a shit. I got a job. I got other things I got to worry about. But, I'm going to just do this Facebook Live stuff. Maybe I'll keep doing it. I don't know. But I'm going to do it in the beginning just to kind of get it going. But I'm back. And, some people can give two fucks, but some people I know followed me and I appreciate that, and asked me if I was ever coming back. And again, as I posted last night, fuck this whole celebrity thing because it just doesn't work. And I was waiting to get like that big guest. And again, I don't want to keep recycling guests and asking people to come that have been here. My other problem lays in the fact that I can go back to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Don't really want to. I don't want to really go back to where I came from, even though I reached out to them because you can't get a big guest to come to your house. You just can't. Unless they kind of know you or they trust you, especially a woman. You can't get as Chauncey Hayden said to me, if you get a woman to come to your house and go down in your basement, then she deserves to get killed. But I'm up in my loft overlooking my boy Blue, the Atlantic Ocean right there. And my dog's lying down right underneath the camera. But, so I was going to get my show over at Rooney's. I was going to have Mike the Situation on, but I just never saw him into that. Obviously, he's filming, so I'm not going to bother with him. I'm sure I'll see him over, one day, and I'll see if I can hook up with him. But I was totally reluctant to get started again because I didn't know, if I should go to Rooney's, if I should go to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. I, announced last time I was trying to get on Westwood One. They seemed to have wanted me, but I didn't have enough followers and viewers. That's fine. That's great. Blah, blah, blah. They said when I do to call them. But Westwood One would have offered a nice studio in the city. Again, nowadays it's like a dime a dozen. Like everybody's got a fucking studio with a green screen in the back, and it's like, listen to my show. Even big name people, I don't even know how to listen to their show. Everybody's doing radio now, and God bless them. But the market is saturated. The market is totally saturated. And you want to know, I don't mean to jump from subject to subject here, but I have friends that I've interviewed that are in bands, that are in excellent bands. And I always say, what does it take? What does it take? What does it take? And they would all tell me, nowadays, you just don't make it. It's not like it used to be. Now it's like, the internet. Now it's your YouTube sensation. Now you do America's Got Talent, blah, blah, blah. And it's not the same. And they explained everything to me. And I see them still. Woods of Arden, they're not together anymore, but they were awesome. I know they were going through a lot with that stuff. And Commonwealth, they're kicking ass. They're going to make it. But even Christian was telling me the same thing. It's not the same as it used to be. So I started to see the music industry was kind of getting like that. You're not going out, you're not buying CDs and stuff like that. And now the radio industry is getting like that. Acting, I think, is always going to be acting. You go on an audition and you have, the American Dream. Next thing you know, you could be acting with Sylvester Stallone or something. But with this, again, it's so saturated. Everybody's asking everybody. So in case anybody watches this and actually is fucking curious as to why, I took a long time off or why I don't have the guests that I used to have, it's next to impossible. Unless I'm in the city, unless I'm back at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, and I get them a limo or whatever it be. Nobody really wants to do this stuff anymore because again, you go on Instagram, everybody's writing on their thread, do my podcast. And this podcast thing, I can't fucking stand the term podcast. I don't even know what a podcast is. I don't even know what I'm doing. All I know is I used to do a show on Ustream. I would film a couple things, I would take the picture, and I used to always say at the end of the show, that picture's worth a million words. As long as you get the picture with the guest, you're down. I don't care if anybody fucking listened to the show. It proves that guest, he or she was here. It proves it was done. It went down, and that's it. Your signature's on the poster. Good to go. So, it's what I did. I really wanted to concentrate. I'm going to end this. I really wanted to concentrate on my personal life. Get the fuck out of where I was living. Start making good money again. Get back into my career. I had just put my dog down, so I was kind of just having a revelation. Just like I'm ready to move on, and just I was kind of just staying in the same spot, watching my dog basically die in front of me. And until she left, I wasn't ready to really take a jump. And then once she died, then I was ready to move and, all these things and blah, blah, blah. So I made an attempt to get back into radio in August. I was supposed to be part of the WCTC team. I got fuck you'd out of there in 2 seconds because the idiot who ran the board for me, which was a dream come true to have an engineer, didn't. He had 8 seconds and he didn't dump fuck. So he should have. Anybody in radio knows what I'm talking about. And then Vic said shit again. I don't blame Vic. I'm not mad at him. People always ask, are you pissed at him? No, he apologized to me. He actually gave me his personal cell phone number that I know nobody has because he's like that now. He's a great guy. I haven't talked to him since then, but I see his videos. I put it up the other day. Guy's getting 20, 30, 40 million views now. I mean, it's insanity. So God bless you, Vic. Thanks. He's done my show 3 times. Frank Fury, love you. Fred Rubino, love you too. Fred and I had a little bit of a falling out after my Vic show because if you watched it, and I'm going to put it up because I never put the whole thing up. The interview was insane. It was awesome because not only did I have these people in the window yelling at me and basically saying, get the fuck out of here, but I had to concentrate on Vic. And I really got to him. And I told him I was going to do this and I got him going. And if you watch in the beginning, he's funny. And at the end, he's leaning over, he's about to flip the desk. And I was glad I got him like that because the first 2 interviews I did with him were just all funny. So it's a great interview. Fred was a little bit pissed off at me because, for reasons, because a lot of them all had a falling out and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into it. You guys probably know because they're not together and stuff like that. So I love you, Fred. God bless you and what you're doing. I see that you're getting all the views too and you're doing the thing down in Florida, so good for you. So that's it. I concentrated on my shit, loved it, and I got to tell you, I didn't miss 1 second of it. Not 1 second of doing radio. The stress on your mind especially, it's just getting ready for the show and all the mental prep. And even here I tried. I never fucking write anything down. I don't know what I'm talking about. But it just, I would sit in bed all day on Friday because I was so mentally exhausted. And again, if you do this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I made a decision. I dabbled in this in January. I had a show with my boy John Pielli. Then I just said, fuck it, whatever. And then I just kind of made a decision. It just hit me. I was waiting for it to hit me. And now I'm back and I'm going to be bigger and better than I ever was. I have the almost 10 years experience. I have the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. I have a communications degree from the College of New Jersey. I think I'm pretty prepared. I have a fucking hell of a resume. So I'm going to build my viewership. I've even had my stalkers. That means you're successful. I'm going to build my viewership. I'm going to build my followers. I'm not going to pay for them like most people do. But, maybe I'll get to Westwood One. Maybe I'll get to Sirius. It's no big deal. I know I'm good enough to be on Sirius. It's just they don't give a fuck. And even again, just to let you know, you call the radio stations And I know people at the radio stations, and they still say, yeah, you got a great resume, you got a great voice, you got this, you got presence, you blah, blah, blah. Do you have any experience? Well, no. Okay, fuck you, bye. You can't. The only way people get into radio is if they intern when they were 19 years old. Anybody you see in radio that's on, like, professionally, Sirius, FM, AM, 9 times out of 10, they interned when they were 18, 19, 20 years old. I did it. I was playing football, I was working, I was going to school, so the last thing on my mind was to intern, and plus it wasn't the first thing that I wanted to do, was be in radio. It took me until I was 33 to finally decide to go to school. But anywho, I'm back. I'll get all this shit running right. I'm going to start doing podcasts. I'm going to actually do a radio show. I'm going to get a speaker, so this doesn't sound so, as Mikey tells me, it's all fucking echoey. Well, it's a little ghetto, it's a home studio. I got all this stuff. I got all the bells and the whistles. This is all you got to do now. You get a tripod, you get your phone, you get your stuff, what else, I can put all this fancy thing over this and paint this wall. I'm not doing it. I'm going to just do a show. So I'm going to do this I'm going to try to do it every week, even maybe more than once a week. But my decision is to do interesting shows, to interview someone, like Derek D was fucking awesome, but to interview someone who does something extraordinary in this world. I used to always say, growing up, why does every guest on these Tonight shows, why does it have to be an actor or an actress or a celebrity or whatever the fuck? Why can't it be a soldier or a cop or a doctor or just something, or somebody who does something that's interesting, I would love to have like a professional bodybuilder sitting there and telling me about the dangers of steroids, just interesting stuff. Again, kind of taking a page from what Joe Rogan does. And, everybody else, they still do the Howard Stern shit and the whatever and the cliche radio. I think what Joe Rogan does is fucking awesome. He's the best. He is, in terms of doing this stuff. So I'm back, that's it. I want to cover 2 things real quickly, and then I'm going to shut this off because it gets a little weird after a while to just do this by yourself. I don't know how you fucking sports guys do this. Whatever. I want to cover 2 things, and I'm not going to do it in any type of biased way, Trump supporter, Hillary supporter, whatever. I'm going to cover online dating and politics, but not the type of politics that you're expecting that I'm going to talk about. Oh, I don't even know. Yeah, this is stupid Facebook Live. What's up, guys? So I got back into this, and I'm only talking about it because I wrote about this the other day. I got back into this online dating game, and anybody who's single, and you're single for a reason, because people out there are batshit, man. I'm telling you. There's a Bumble, there's a Tinder, and our society has basically turned into a bunch of narcissists. We're a bunch of assholes who sit there and go, nope, yes, nope, yes. I used to do that when I was in church when I was a kid, no joke. When people used to go to get the body, when I was a kid, 3, 4, 5 years old, I used to sit there and have a fake buzzer in my head and rate the girls, no joke. I would be like, or be like, and then I'd be like, woo, woo. And it was the same thing. I guess I was, foreseeing the future with Bumble. So I'm not on any of that shit anymore because, the first part about it is, one thing that I cannot stand, besides the filters, is these girls that feel emboldened enough to say, if you're a Trump supporter, swipe right, left. I don't even know what the fuck it is, swipe left. And then you get all the Democrats and liberals writing me, oh, they're smart. Fuck you. This isn't about whether you support Trump, whether you support Hillary, or you're either a Democrat or Republican. I don't care. I don't want to hear anything. You have no right. I mean, obviously you have a right. But first of all, half you're butt-ass ugly, okay? You have no fucking right to sit there and judge someone right off the bat. That's just as shallow as saying, do you have a lot of money? You don't? Okay, I'm not going to date you. I'm not going to get into this that much, but that burns me up so much that somebody has the audacity to say someone who you voted for it dictates whether or not I will even give you the time of day, when you could be the perfect match for that girl. You could have the most, if they're looking for money, you can have a lot of money. You could have the best personality. You guys can love the same things. But they're so fucking batshit that they won't even give you the time of day because you voted for Trump. Now, I've never seen a girl say, if you're a Democrat, swipe left, or if you voted for Hillary. I've never seen it. So I'm not trying to put down liberals, but there's kind of a pattern there, okay? Secondly, You can go fuck yourself if you do that, okay? And trust me, I've met girls that found out that I voted for Trump. I actually didn't vote because I was sick, but I would have voted. Trump's my boy. They stopped talking to me. Stopped talking to me because I was a Trump supporter. That is how disgusting our society has become today. It's a joke, it's shameful, and it's fucking disgraziata. It's disgusting. Now again, a lot of times I've been getting into the politics and whatnot, and a lot of shit about Hillary, blah, blah, blah. I want to go back to the old school Carlucci Show shit where we had fun, and it was funny as shit, and we interviewed people and blah, blah, blah. But right now, I'll do stuff like this. I'll give you my take on situations. So, Trump supporters, swipe left, go fuck yourself. Seriously. Secondly, the filters, they gotta go, okay? There is a problem with today's society that is so, I don't even know how to put this into words. Not only is it narcissism, like I was just saying, but everything is a disguise. Everything is fake. And I'm literally writing a book. It's called It's All Bullshit. And everything is bullshit. You meet somebody's representative, when you meet them, you know, their pictures look nothing like them. Titan's getting bored, he's going downstairs now. But look, when I was doing this online dating shit on and off back in the day, you know, the only thing that you had to worry about was, you know, if you weren't into a girl who was 400 pounds and they only took pictures from the, you know, you wanted to see if they were 400 pounds because maybe you didn't like it or whatever. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Just saying that's the only thing you really had to deal with at that time. Now, are you fucking kidding me? Any guy, just seriously, if you're single, go on a dating site, look what these girls look like. Okay, look how they advertise themselves. The only way I can equate it is when you're looking at a billboard and you see that fake plastic hamburger that's got the heavenly grill marks and, you know, the most amazing appearance, and you can practically smell it and your mouth's watering and it does all that shit. It's all bullshit. Because when you go to McDonald's, you get this little slab of meat that's disgusting, and you get, you know, wet lettuce and whatnot. We all know how that is, and because they got to feed millions of people. That one hamburger took them a month to paint or to take a picture of. You know, you get my point. So now you get these pictures of these girls, and you're like, whoa, she is beautiful. So now they look and they see that you've looked at them because you see it, and then you see them and look. I'm not about appearance. I'm not saying you're ugly or not, blah blah blah. But stop fucking. The only false advertisement we used to deal with back in the day was a push-up bra or, you know, makeup or something where the girl didn't love. Now, and you gotta agree with me on this. Like I remember when I used to bounce and we would see these girls, oh my God. And then we'd see them the next day with a bag of McDonald's and sweatpants. We'd be like, that's the same girl that was out last night. You know, but that's natural. That's they're beautiful anyway, but that's natural. They put on makeup, blah, blah. These filters they're gonna kill us. They're like robots. They're gonna destroy this country, okay? Or this world. There's girls that I know, okay? And there's girls that may watch this that I've talked to regarding this issue that do this filter. I don't know if it's an app. It's not even just like an Instagram filter where your skin tone looks better. It's a filter that makes you look like a completely different person and you look like a fucking supermodel. Look, you're 58 years old or whatever you are, 42, 30, you're not 19. You don't have the perfect skin tone without any blemishes or anything, blah, blah, blah. It's so, I mean, it just blows me away. And I see these pictures, and I'm not going to keep going about this, but you get where I'm going. So one is, go fuck yourself with this. If you're a Trump supporter, give a guy a chance. Whether or not, what you support politically should have nothing to do with your relationship. I have friends that wives are on the other side of the aisle and they get along perfectly, okay? And then there's people that get divorced because of this shit. But between that and the filters, stop with the filters. I mean, regular filters are fine. Everybody does them. I do them. You know, I did a video today. I just put a little filter where it makes the colors a little bit differently. I love that shit. But stop with this supermodel bullshit that makes you look not even 20, 30 years younger than you are. These are the things that piss me off. What is it? These are my favorite things. So, you know, I just wanted to kind of touch on that. And the last thing is, everybody's, oh, Greg, how come you're not married? Well, I'm not going to get into that. I've talked about this for years. I met a girl last week, and I'm not slandering her because I'm not putting her name out there or anything like that. But, you know, I told her, guys, like I talked about my girl Kim D, we did a show. Actually, yeah, I didn't mention me and Kim D did a show in January. That was good, but we just never did a show again. I was talking about how when you meet a girl, and Kim, if you watch this, it was a perfect example the other night. When you meet a girl, you want to go for coffee. Why? Because coffee enables you to say, I got to get the fuck out of here in 10 minutes because you have no chemistry and you want nothing to do with them. And maybe they look nothing like their pictures because their pictures are so filtered. I get my tea. Good. I got something in my throat this whole time. But it also enables you to go on multiple dates without spending a lot of money. And most girls are cool with that. They understand it. Like, dude, it's totally true. So Kim was arguing with me and saying, no, that's bullshit. Kim, I'm going to tell you why what I say is always right. So I meet this girl, and she's already, that day, let's go out tonight. Let's go out tonight. So we're talking. I'm like, okay, we'll go out tonight. And then I said, let's just go grab coffee. And she's like, no, let's grab drinks. And I'm like, all right. And then she goes, I watched your video with Kim, and I saw what you said. I was like, oh, shit. I said, yeah, well, I don't want to, what if me and you have no chemistry? I'm not going to drop $100 on you. I'm going to be broke doing this shit every other day with a girl or every week, whatever. Especially where I live now. Like $12, $13, $14 a drink. So the girl sets me up to bring her to a nice place and to have drinks. So I'm like, all right, great. So I'm sitting there and it's beautiful. It's beautiful on the ocean. I took some pictures, whatnot. And she's sitting there and I just figured it was such a good night. And she really made it like, I really want to eat something. So I'm like, look, get whatever you want. So we ate some. And then we got ice cream afterwards. And of course, they didn't take cash or they didn't take a card. She had to spend $8 just to get money out of the fucking thing. So it was over $100 night. And I never talked to her again. That burns me up. That pisses me the fuck off. And why are you not married? One reason is because when the girl asked me to go out, I didn't seem that excited. She goes, my heart hurts. I'm like, are you serious? She goes, yeah, my heart hurts that you're not as excited as I am. I was like, you didn't even know me. We've been talking for a half hour on the phone. And then afterwards, she said something to me about her dog. And I said, yeah, my dog does that a lot, like if I'm hooking up with a girl. What's wrong with saying that? I don't know her, blah, blah, blah. And she goes batshit on me about how she doesn't appreciate the fact, and it is sick to her stomach if she hears me talking about other girls. I'm like, okay, batshit, done, goodbye, okay? Because if a girl's saying that to you the first night, you run, as what's his name says, the motivational speaker. I always forget his name. Run! Run! So I blocked that shit. I'm done with, why are you married? That's why, because they're all like that. Second thing, real quick, I want to get into that's driving me absolutely bonkers is I get unfriended. And I used to have an app, I don't have it anymore, where I could see who unfriends me. And these are like dear friends of mine, but I get unfriended because I'm a Trump supporter. And not only am I a Trump supporter, I want my country to succeed. I want him to succeed, and blah, blah, blah. So every now and then I'll put down a political post, and then I'll get unfriended, just like everybody else. But, I see people put on there like, I'm cleaning out my list, all you people who support taking kids away from, shut the fuck up. None of us I don't even call myself a Republican. I just basically agree with, everything conservatives, I guess, or most things conservatives. I was never, ever, ever political until Trump came along. None of us, as a human being, believes in separating a child from their parents. So fuck off with that, okay? And are pulling our emotional, blackmailing us with emotion and just the liberals just jumping on every fucking subject that they could care less about, but they know they'll get votes for from illegals. And whatnot. So I'm not getting political, I'm not choosing sides here, but stop with this bullshit that every time, like when I put up posts, I just take pictures of the ocean and I put up something funny and, my dog or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I find myself doing the same shit where I'll put something up, this guy just said this and he's an asshole, blah, blah, but I try to stop myself. I see people with such visceral, just the horror that they must harbor in their body and mind on a daily basis to be this angry and to spew this shit, on Facebook and the comments that they make. Like if you comment on someone who supports Trump, people just fuck you, fuck you, fuck. These are the angriest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life, and it's disgusting because it's creating a civil war. It really is. people are literally being judged by who they like politically. And I don't know, I don't care, but I don't think our society was really ever like that. But I'm not going to get into all that. I'm going to finish this. All I'm going to say is this whole thing has become, Randy Shreve, I mentioned you last time, Randy said something, he wrote something, I forgot what it was, but it was really awesome about how he came on Facebook to meet old friends and to, connect with people and, share stories and blah, blah, blah. And now it's just become this politically driven, hateful, I'll fucking kill you because you don't like Hillary, hate speech and whatnot. I mean, and then the dogs, oh my God, the dogs, the animals getting abused. I only stay on Facebook because of my show, basically, because I can't stand seeing this shit. But, you can do whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I don't unfriend people. I just did a few that fucking deserved it. I just can't stand seeing their shit. They're not even worth an unfollow. I just can't stand seeing their shit. But I have friends, and they know who they are if they ever watch this, that they're so opposite of what I think in terms of my political views, and we're still friends. We still laugh. We're still, because they're sane. Even though they sound insane, they're sane enough to go, yo, look, you're Luch, you're so-and-so, we're buddies. The way I equate it, and my buddy Pielli was telling me today, it was one of the best things I ever said, and it really makes a lot of sense. When it comes down to it, I hate Eagles fans. I hate the Eagles. I hate Eagles fans, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? My boy Mikey and his wife are two of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. They're diehard Eagles fans. They're the ones who got me to adopt Titan. She even got a little mad at me because of the shit that I was saying. But in the end, it's all for fun. You're an Eagles fan, you suck, fuck the Redskins, fuck the Cowboys. I'm Giants, I'm blue, that's it. I'm actually looking at a Giants sticker on the back of my phone. It looks cool. But, we're able to separate and look at ourselves as a human being. If I can say anything tonight and start the show and just honestly, start looking at politics like that too. Shut the fuck up, tough guy, with your computer and now it's not even trolls. Now it's people writing stuff about politics. Shut up. Shut up, dude. Nobody cares about what you gotta say. Nobody cares about what I gotta say, because I do it. But I try to not do it. But there's people that do this all fucking day long. Enough. Just like, seriously. Look at people on the outside like it's a Giants versus Jets, Giants versus Cowboys, whatever it be. Look at people as the fact that they're a human being. Now, I can't stand people, but seriously, most people are good, okay? Most of the people I especially know are good. Sorry, Valerie, thank you, but that kind of threw me off. Most people are good, but a lot of people are assholes. Trust me, I make videos about it. I can't stand it. Just go out one day and for just a couple hours, make your senses pay attention to what people do, how they smell, how they fucking behave, how they act, blah, blah. Sometimes it's disgusting, but again, most people aren't like that, but whatever. Look at it like Jets, Giants. I'm sick of seeing this. Every time I go on Facebook, it's like, oh, here we go again. Just have fun. I wrote a post the other night, watch Step Brothers, watch Bruno, have a beer. Some of you people that write this stuff, first of all, you got to start drinking like a glass of wine. Second of all, you need to get laid, okay? Because even if you're married, you're not getting laid. You guys, it's amazing how you seriously, you wake up in the morning and you go to sleep at night, and it's, again, I don't give a fuck whether you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, both of you. Just chill the fuck out. Take pictures of your kids. I used to think that was annoying. No, I want to see that now. Take pictures of your dogs. Take pictures of the beach. Do whatever you got to do. Take pictures of a field, blah, 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 blah. Do your podcasts or your fucking iPhone video. I'm a radio host. I'm a TV show host now, blah, blah, blah. But stop. Look at it like Giants fans. Look at it as Jets fans. Look at it, blah, blah, blah. Guys, thank you for checking out the Carlucci Show. It's going to be once a week. I'm going to get guests. What I've decided is I'm not leaving my house. This is my domain. This loft is incredible. You can hear the ocean waves right there. I may paint this wall. I may do a little stuff to this table. But again, my buddy Alex, we're kind of in negotiations right now for him to start professionally filming this. I'm not going to pay him every time. I'll just do it like this. But when I have a guest, then I'll do it, like that. But I want to build my viewership, build my followers, stuff that I never gave a shit about. And then go from there. But I'm excited to be back. I'm back 100%, and I'm going to blow your fucking mind because it's good to be back. You guys have been bored watching all the shit you've been watching. Carlucci Show's back.